The average income of a white family, $74,000 in wealth over a 20-year period. The highest earning black family can boast a median wealth of only $18,000. Again, $74,000, $18,000. Bill, let me start with you and ask you, we've talked about this, the idea of that kind of gap. You know, in Little League, you used to have the mercy rule. And if the one team scored so much, they just stopped the game. When we look at that kind of gap, how can we start to close it?
Well, you know, I think we were in Charlotte, and there was a lady up here who had been a specialist with the National Student Loan Foundation. And this lady said something that I thought was very profound. She said, no family should ask another family, the church or the government or fraternity to educate their children in college. She said that's a personal responsibility. That's a family responsibility. And I thought about that a lot, but regardless of what you say, education is probably one of the great equalizers about America. Those of us who happen to be poor and black, who can just get that first degree, have at least a reasonable chance of getting on the train. Now, to get on the train and not be captured by debt is another challenge. As a matter of fact, I read yesterday that, I think it's Merrill Lynch now, is saying that they are going to offer any employee who has been with them more than 1 year a $2,000 annual payment for their student loan, not to exceed 5 years. But, you know, these are the kinds of things that can make a difference long term. And I guess I would be remiss if I didn't say, though, that we must have more discipline in our community about faking it until you make it. I mean, we cannot have all of our assets on our ass. And I think that something that is in my book, which I'm plugging, I make the statement that the rich teach their kids to acquire. Middle class people teach their kids to sell. Poor people teach their kids to consume. And that is an endless spiral that we see generation after generation. So I would say education, and then being reasonable and being practical about our wants and our needs.